Good morning, good
Morning.
afternoon,
Good afternoon.
evening,
Good evening.
wherever in the world you are.
Wherever in the world you are.
This is Ken and Chesca.
That's right.
Well, guys, you asked, a couple of years ago we came up with this Casey Talks.
That's right.
And we haven't been able to be back after a while. And you guys have been asking,
Yeah.
when are you coming? When are you coming?
When are you coming?
We are here now. It's our anniversary.
Yeah, that's it. 18 years.
Yes. Oh my God. How does that feel like for you? Do you think it's come too quick, or do you think oh yeah, it's about the right time? How does it feel? People say, oh, it was only yesterday. How does it feel for you?
It feels like that, to be honest.
That it was only yesterday.
Yeah, I feel that way because I think it's shocking, actually, especially when we think about the kids growing. Like, my child is 17. Like, when did this happen? Because you're still looking at them like they're kids, but look, they'll be out of the house soon and we'll be empty nesters. And so it's pretty shocking. That's why I'm saying it's come that quick,
But if you take the equation of the kids out, does it feel like it's been 18 years? Well,
in a way, yes, it's been, but still, I think it's just flown by. Yes,
okay,
yes,
it doesn't feel like that for me. It feels like we've been married for over 30 years
because we knew each other even before the 18 years.
It's like, I don't know. I never have that feeling of it was only just yesterday we got married. We had. Yeah, it's felt
not feeling of yesterday, sort of. But what I mean, like, it's gone quick, but not like it was just yesterday,
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, it's our 18th wedding anniversary.
That's right.
Wow. Very soon it will be 20.
I know.
And it's been a journey. It's been great overall. As usual, there's been hiccups, challenges of life and its impact on marriage and everything. And some of you who were following us those years and were letting us know we're waiting for you, we are back, and we got your questions as well that we have to address. And today being our 18th anniversary, we're just going to go through the questions that we have received from people, but we're going to start with our story first. So, Mr. Affle.
Hello, my dear.
Let's go back to before Mr. and Mrs. Affle.
First time I saw you were friends with my friends, and we were in infant swim school. Yeah, there was a study camp. So study camp was like you guys from some other schools, right? National, Opokuari, and all those other places. You had like an SU study camp whereby they take care of spiritual stuff, by like a Bible camp, as well as
why would you say Opokuari? Opokuari is way in Kumasi.
Yeah, Gilbert was from Opokuari.
Yeah, he was the only one in Opokuari.
Well,
it was all the Cape Coast schools mainly.
Okay, so the Cape Coast schools and some other people. That's what I remember.
I don't know how you can jump all the way from Cape Coast to Opokuari.
Well, because I met one Opokuari person
lovely that
who made an impact.
Yes, that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, because he was the only Opokuari person, but he made an impact on the camp. So some of my friends in Joyful Way at that time were already friends with you, because I think the previous year you had done Explo together as Phase 2.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So Colin, Brian, all those Nukunu and Rashid and Wala and all those guys.
Was not part of it.
All right, Nukunu was not part subject.
I like that today. I'm playing the role you usually
Keith,
do. Correcting every.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, they were all in joyful way though during that time.
Okay.
So, yeah. So they knew you, and so they were talking to you again. I think you were the head girl of the study camp, but so
in that particular year, yes.
Yes, that particular year. So I just saw you from afar, but we never spoke or anything. Yeah, I just said okay. You know, and you used to sing. I think you sang as well. So that's how come I got.
I've always sung.
Yes. So, but then after the exam, you know, we all finished secondary school. Then there was a EYO camp, which was Excellent Youth Outreach Camp, which was in December in Accra Girls School. So it was like a 3-day camp or something like that. Yeah. So my friend and I, Abraham, we attended
27, 28, 29.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was after Explo.
After Explo.
Yeah. So we went to Explo. So I think that year was my first Explo, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
No, it couldn't be.
It is. Oh no, it wasn't. Be. I hadn't even joined Joyful with that.
Yes.
I mean the national branch. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So I didn't go. Yeah. So it was after Explo though, and then we went for the camp, and that's why I saw you there as well. So
okay. Before I tell my story, so you noticed me in that study camp head girl, she's friends with my male friends. Did you connect anything to where we are now?
Oh, no. At that time, I was just so study camp, everything. So I became very, very serious in pursuit of my relationship with the Lord, you know, because I was already in a relationship. So
at the
time, so I.
And how old were you?
It just started a platonic friendship relationship.
You were 16, 18.
Yeah, something like that. So I just had to go full head on with my personal
relationships at the time.
Oh, there was. I call it friendships, platonic friendships. Will you be my girl? Will you be my Valentine? Will you be my Valentine kind of thing?
Okay, so you didn't notice me at that time. Anyway,
not in that way.
You did, but not in this way.
No, that time I was just sold out for Christ.
Holy brother sold out for Christ.
Yeah, relationship was not in my mind at all because I was just like. Because I did say the last time that, you know, a scripture that I read concerning a married man busy pleasing the wife, but a single man is more devoted to God, and he's pursuing the thing. I took it personal. A single man devoted to God. Me, okay. I am the Lord. So done. So
anyway, so fast forward to EYU camp. Oh, those times were good, weren't they? Fast forward to EYU camp, girls, boys from everywhere. Yeah. It was more a continuation of SU.
SU sort of, but a lot of St. Rose's girls too.
Yes, because this was Accra. So then all other people got to join as well. And then, I don't know, I've always been, just as you said, I was a friend to your friends. I've always had male friends. Yeah. You know, so I literally gel with boys. We don't need any serious introduction or any warm-up. Like I see her and like, we kick off. So I've always been that kind of girl at the time. And I remember I said it in our last video. In my mind, those times, and all my boyfriends forgive me, all my male friends out there forgive me. I thought I had this mindset. If you see somebody who is a guy, I thought guys are generally like bad boys. Okay. And for that age, teenagers, if you see them really devoted to the things of God, like ujashers and everything, it's either because they are very poor or hungry, or they are not handsome enough to grab themselves a girl. I don't know why I had that mindset. It's really dumb, but I got that in my head.
So you thought I wasn't handsome or I was poor?
So then at EYO camp, I see it was, I think I had kicked off with Abraham first, who was your friend. Yeah. And we had a chat, and I found out in that conversation that we had that his cousins actually live in my area. So already we were gelling there. And then I saw you two one day at the EYU camp. ministering in songs, and
I remember
before you sang, you said a scripture, and that's one thing. You have always been a man of scripture, like you've been deep. And I was like, oh wow. And I will remember sitting there thinking, why is he handsome? Like, why is he handsome? And he's, yes, he didn't fit. Like, oh, why is he such a cool guy? And like, he's creepy and he's handsome on top.
I'm blushing.
And you were this soft dada bar, like gentleman. Like, even from afar, I noticed. I was like, okay, that's a nice guy. I didn't think there was anything like that, as in lovely guys at the script. You were passionate and you two sang so lovely.
I was like, I remember.
Oh, you do?
El Shaddai.
I don't even remember the song, but I just remember that it made an impact on me seeing both of you and Abraham. I was like, oh, good to find guys. Then on another day of the camp, you didn't show up.
Yeah.
So I met Abraham and I said, oh, where is your friend? And he said, oh, he's not well. And I said, okay. So when there was a break time between the morning session and the next session, I think I was going to the hostel or dormitory to pick something. And I thought, let me pass by and see how this guy is doing. But no, that's not because I thought you were handsome. So
pass by.
No, you know me. It's very natural of me to check. I was always like that kind of boy's mama. But like when all these male friends I'm talking about that we click off everything, I always end up looking after them. I was that kind of person, like, oh, what can I do for you? I have a soft spot like that. So I thought, let me check on this guy. And I knocked on it, then he came out. Said, oh, I heard you were not well. He said, yeah, I had a bit of a tummy problem. I was like, oh, so sorry to hear that. I wish you a speedy recovery. I pray you recover very quick. And what did you say when I left? He said, yes. Like, only because finally you got to
spoken to me. Yeah.
So that was the beginning of our friendship. And after the camp, you and Abraham started visiting me. Now, that was a problem because I had a mother, boys don't visit us. She had this thing of, because she doesn't want boys coming to her house. She's going to find a way to embarrass me in front of you. Not embarrassment, like, hello, what are you doing here? Where do you come from? Like,
where have you come from?
Do you know how
from far away?
Like, you've been here. My mom can tell you, my guess, that you've been here quite too long. You should
time to go home.
Go help your.
Don't you have chores to do at home?
Yes, exactly those questions. And I didn't want that. So when I saw you guys coming to our house, like, oh, guys, you're going to spoil this for me. Like, it was always, for some reason, you and Abraham were the two people my mom never really, like, she asked about you, but she never really, or maybe because I'd finished secondary school. So she felt, okay, my daughter is a bit old.
We charmed her.
I don't know, but so then there was, I'm jumping the loops a bit, and then we were at home doing nothing in between secondary school and university.
Yeah, I think there was some strike from lecturers and things. So we had like, instead of 1 year staying at home, we had like 1.5 years.
So I decided to go and do French. Private French lessons in the Institute of Languages. Because I wanted to be a bilingual secretary, isn't it? So I thought, if I go grab this French bit and then it's time to go to tertiary institution, then I can combine all of that. So I went, and then they said the term or the semester is already started. And so I won't be able to join the class. However, the lecturer was happy to take me on private, if only I can get 1 or 2 more people to join. So that's where you come in.
Yeah. So I was thinking of something to do. I think that's how people are getting into computer science, that kind of thing, because computers had then come into the system. Yeah. Just before, the millennium. But I didn't want to do that, so I was like, "Oh, I want to learn another language."
And they just jumped on board.
I said, "Yeah, I'll join you to be the other person, and we can split the payment."
Yes, yes. There was also the payment bit, isn't it? Because if it was me, I was just going to pay a huge amount, and if I was getting somebody, we're going to split. So I remember telling my mom about it. That was when I realized she didn't really like the idea.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean? I thought you said he's a science student. I said, yeah, but he wants to do French.
Science students wants to learn the language of love.
Yeah. So we started that class. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where our friendship grew so much, because every day we were walking together to go. Were you coming to my house to pick me, or was I meeting you at Circle? Were we meeting up to
we should just go there on our own,
and then we walk
back like afterwards to Circle.
Okay. It's been so many years. We're talking about 1997.
Yeah, 1997.
Yeah. So then that's how our friendship developed. And by this time, because of the French class, it was always you and I going, you and I. And then when we get to meet Abraham, we get to meet Abraham. But you and Abraham have always been brothers, best friends. So that was them. And me and Abraham too had that relationship. So it had become a threefold thing. However, it was still different for me and you, and it was still different for me and him as well. And then that's how it went. So that's our story. Well, we were close friends for a very long time. In fact, best of friends. Yeah. We did all of our, and I'm sure when we go through the questions that's been sent, we would talk on that. But that time, I think, was the foundation of where we are.
Yeah.
For me, because we did how many years of being best friends before we went out? Is it 5 or 6? 5. And it was solid friendship. Talking about, we didn't have marriage in my anyway. So that's how we met.
Talk about marriage, we didn't even have you didn't think about going out or so dating or anything like that.
So the question that is being asked is, were you thinking of love and marriage when you first met? Was it love at first sight? So this is the story. Yeah. It wasn't love at first sight.
It wasn't love at first sight, but it was like at first sight, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like at first sight, but not in that respect. It was like, oh, this is a beautiful human being, full of the Spirit of God. I like to get to know her. So it's more friendship kind of thing, not relationship, I would say.
I'm wondering, I'm thinking, now that he's saying it was like at first, I'm thinking, was it like at first sight? For me, I think, and excuse my language, I never found myself in the midst of foolish guys. Like I was surrounded by all male friends, but they were correct. Do you understand what I'm saying? And when by correct, I don't even mean they were believers. Even those who were not believers were correct.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I was surrounded by that kind of. So it was a matter of, there are certain things that I flow with among certain people. If you had that quality, we were gelling, and everything. So it was, I wouldn't even consider if it was like, but I liked you for being there, like being a fine guy who sings and being gentle and all that. Yeah. But we had a good friendship. That was strong. That was solid. Yeah. And I say good because in that moment, no part of our brains were thinking of we were going to go out.
Yeah.
I personally, I remember saying, I hope this guy doesn't fall in love with me because it's going to destroy our friendship, So I personally, if marriage ever crossed my mind, or relationship ever crossed my mind, it was rather the opposite of it, that, I hope this guy doesn't fall in love with me because it's going to destroy our relationship. Because one, I wasn't thinking of marriage anytime soon. 2,
exactly.
Like, it was so far-fetched. I thought, what would we be doing going out?
All that time.
Like, all that time. What's for? So, no. This is going well. This is healthy. It was in between that time we were doing our fight, if there was going to be a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There was no pretense. I wasn't impressing you. You were not impressing me. We were all being ourselves. And And then it grew and grew and grew and grew. That's my version.
Yeah, and you went to the Polytechnic, I went to university.
I went to the Polytechnic, and talk of Polytechnic, something happened. Before Polytechnic, when we had finished the French thing and I still had nothing doing, the next thing I did was to go and look for a job in
it was like
call center. Call center. By that time, you had written the
entrance exam.
How did they used to call it? Something.
University entrance exam.
I didn't write it. How am I going to write exams again? So no, there is a story that we shouldn't skip before the how many you write. Even the French class. I went for my French class and you decided to join me.
Tag along. Yep.
Tag along, a science student. You don't even need a French. I need a French. And then we go to this class and then Ken will score like 90% and I'll score 20, 25. Yeah. And then this lecturer said, hey, Francesca, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're not serious? Blah, 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 blah. And this man will always disarm me. And then this one day, the man said, Kenneth, what your friend is doing, is it good? Is she a serious today? She's not being serious. And you know how our elders will ask you questions. They want it's rhetorical, but they still want you to respond. And then, hey, Kenneth, what do you say? Should she not improve? And you were like, I was like, hey, this boy.
Matter don't come.
Hey, you have agreed with the teacher that Mabon, I have to do better. From that school to wherever we were going, I said, I am not even having words. I won't talk to you. And I remember how angry I was. You were like, what was I supposed to say? I said, what do you mean? What? You were just supposed to stare at him. You I'm angry. I was so angry. And you remember how beautiful those times whenever we went to class, coming, we buy meat pie. Oh, it was such a beautiful relationship. We buy some meat pie. What was that meat pie called? Very lovely.
Was it Mr. Biggs? I don't know whether it was Mr. Biggs that time. No, I don't know if I think Mr. Biggs had not come then.
And then we buy that meat pie and then sit and then eat and sit under some tree and have a chat. And we would chat and chat and chat. And I would sing and then songs. You would, yes.
Let my heart be the temple of your spirit.
That song. And then we would do it together. So when I say fights, like these were some of the things. And we would do and we would fall out in 2 days' time. We are back again, chatting. So we had all of those ugliness, personality, everything coming out because it was we are not thinking relationship. I'm not into impress you. I'm just into be a good friend. You're also into be a good friend. Healthy relationship is what we're building, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So I found that show was good. And fast forward, I think I was the one when I came to look for you because I thought you were gonna write the exam and you didn't, and then came to visit. I think I traveled.
You went to UK.
Okay.
You came to the UK.
Was it UK or US?
Okay, I don't know. But I remember you traveled abroad. I can't remember.
I think it was both. Because I think I went with Joyful to the US and then I came through the UK before coming.
Did you? No, you were not in Joyful Way at the time.
No, I was.
You didn't go to Joyful Way till you
98.
You went to Tech, isn't it?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the 97 that we're friends, the 97 Explo, as I went to Joyful, and then the first part of 98 we were on probation.
Oh, really? Yeah. But then I had stopped going into Joyful, so we didn't meet there.
Yes. So I remember the US trip. I was still on probation
when you went.
And no, I was just inducted before we went. So they had an service from me, Colin, Abraham, all the guys there, and then I went for the US trip. So when I came to look for you, and I think your mom said you were working or something.
Okay, so
I just entered
because I didn't write the UE. Now I needed to know what next I was doing. Again, my SSC results were not that good. to take me straight into the university. Well, at the time, it wasn't even based on that. You need to write the EE if you're going to go to university. It was a new thing the government introduced, and I didn't go to write that exam. So I went to look for this job in the meantime whilst I figure out what I wanted to do. And this was where my mom fell in love with you. So I came home one day, my mom said, Ken has been here. And according to her, you had come from abroad, came in with gifts and everything. And then you hugged her and you were like, where is Chesca? And then she said, oh, she's gone to work. And my mom said, your countenance, everything dropped. We were like, she's working? And my mom said, no. It's not like she's working. She's just whiling away the time while she gets ready for the next step of education where she wants to go. So she's not stopped school completely. And you were like, who? And my mom said, that thing you did, she told me years later, that was when she knew this guy is so good for my daughter. This guy would look after my daughter. Should that happen? Yeah. She said that was when she knew that you genuinely loved me, not love for marriage, but like you genuinely
because your daughter was good for me. She brings out the best in me.
Yeah. So. And my mom used to always say that after I told her that now we're going out, she said, I knew that guy was good for you, and I know he's going to look after you as well. I was like, okay. So then that's when she told me the story of when you came, the way your countenance dropped. And that was also, the thing as well. And we're just bouncing off these because sometimes people are thinking the requirements or the ingredients that builds a better relationship. The foundation is important. You see, the genuine love you had for me, it wasn't the love you have for me because you are preparing me for your future. You genuinely, you were always seeking my welfare. It was always protecting me. You were always, it's like, what's good for you, Chesca? What can we do? What can you do? What can I get you? You can look at this. It's like you were always pushing me, lifting me, pushing me, lifting me. Like that was the kind of person you were. And again, as I said, all my male friends
you're doing the same for me as well.
Were really good as well. Yeah, but I'm not talking about what I was doing for you because I felt what I was doing for me. I was like that. I'm natural like that. I'm a rescuer. I am you're going to school. Let me help you fill the forms. I was always like that. Okay. So I didn't even give it a thought.
But you see, but the same thing for me as well. You see,
you're right.
So I was just doing me.
But it was uncommon for men to do things for you without an ulterior motive. So that was lovely. That was nice. I remember in between, I went out with other people.
Yeah.
And
another boyfriend or a boyfriend.
Did you have to say that way? And the other thing that was beautiful about our relationship at the time, our friendship at the time, was also the fact that there were no mobile phones. However, whether you've gone to Kumasi and I'm in Accra and you've come back in 3 months, in 4 months, in 5 months time, like once you come look for me. It's like we haven't missed.
We'll catch
we
up
haven't been apart. We will catch up. It's like where things are going in my mind. Oh, I can't wait to tell Ken about this. I can't wait to tell Ken about this. I can't wait to tell Ken. And then you do the same as well. Everybody who knew in tech knew Chesca. I remember when the first time I met Pastor JB, I said, Chesca, baby. I was like,
JBJ. JBJ.
Chesca, baby. The way you give this warm hug. Chesca, baby. Everybody, everywhere I went, everybody was like Chesca. So everybody who knew Ken knew Chesca. And everybody who knew Chesca knew Ken too. Because it was like, oh, I can't wait to tell Chesca about this. Oh, I can't wait. So, and whenever we met,
we sent postcards, and back in the day.
So now going out with these two people, in between, It's like every time.
No, not two people at the same time.
No, I mean within the span of we being friends, so we decided no, we have to go out. These people were people, everything that happens, everything I need to negotiate. I have a boyfriend, but I'll be saying, oh, I can't wait to tell Ken about this. oh, the day I'll meet Ken, I have to let Ken know this. I have to. And I remember both of them said, I think Ken is a man you will marry. And I remember rather turning around being the victim, like, what do you mean? How can you say that you're my boyfriend? How can you say that? Like, but I look back and now I understand how they could say things like that because everything was Ken.
Okay, fast forward.
So we had gotten to a point where we were telling people. Now people were on our case at some point.
So what to get
when you were in uni
backs,
and I was in Polytechnic, you travel all the way to come and visit. Then you sleep at Collins in my hostel at Collins, and then I also travel all the way to Tech, and I sleep at maybe Anita or something. Somebody like we were doing all of that still as very good friends. And then we got into a point where people are like, what are you people talking about? How can you say you're not going out? All this stuff, we see you every day together. So to get people off our backs, what did we do?
So we are cousins. We are Cape Coast cousins.
Cape Coast cousins. We started introducing ourselves to people as cousins, especially people who don't know us very well. Just so that they don't bother us with this going out thing. So
when it changed to become more of a relationship kind of thing was, I think I was also interested in another girl, and then that time you had come to Kumasi for national service, so we were in contact most of the time. So I'll tell you about this girl. I was like, I want us to be friends before I even decide whether I'm going to go out with her. But I like her. But already the friendship is going some way. She's behaving some way because people are saying that we are going out, are teasing us that we are going out, but we're really not going out. We just want to be friends. But for me, I like her. If we're going to go out in the future, that's great. But I want to be her friend, but she's behaving some way because people saying that it's affecting the friendship. So what do I do? So it was some way, and then you give me advice and stuff like that, and then then what happens? You
want me to tell that story?
But not just very, very quickly.
By this time, I was done with the relationships I've been in. I just gained that awareness that Chesca, actually, this guy is the best fit. But you see, prior to that time, it was a thought I could never conceive. I felt we were so close, like a brother
if you say
and a sister.
Those small things.
No, not that. No, small things one was when we were teenagers, but we were in our 20s at this time. And I'm like, where you think, oh God, like if I'm going to get married, I have to start
looking,
thinking of what I want and what I'm looking for and everything. And suddenly I had what is it that they call?
Epiphany,
the aha moment that Ken. But that's what I'm saying. Prior to that epiphany moment, it was like, if that thought ever crosses my mind, like, I'm binding the devil about it. Ken is my brother. It cannot be. I couldn't imagine it. Couldn't think, what? You're going to be my husband? Like, you're going to see me naked? No way. No, like, I can't. Seriously, it was like, oh, devil, get in behind me. Don't put these things. It was just not possible. And it had nothing to do with you as a person, but the bond we share. Like, how do you
move from that to then becoming husband?
So when I had that moment, I thought, I literally argued with myself. Like, no, Ken is a brother. No. And by this time, I'd done my best as well to push you away from ever thinking of proposing to me.
Yeah.
Like when I talk to you, I sneak it in. Like me and you did the way we are brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Marriage in no way. So I chip it in. Do you remember?
So even though maybe those times, those thoughts started to occur, I would kind of like, disregard it, say that, oh, she's not interested or something. She's not interested.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because we were traveling miles to see each other. We were making time
and now
for
we're in
each
closer
other.
proximity, getting to know each other.
Yes, and we were spending time around
together,
each other. So the awareness was coming, and like, so by this time when I was ready, it had occurred to me that you could be the one. I'm thinking, oh, I've pushed him away far too long. I don't even know how we're going to pick this up again.
Yeah.
And you are shut down on it.
What I used to say is that we've crossed that boundary. We've crossed that boundary. We're not going to come back to.
We crossed that already. So this was me in Kumasi and you in Tech. And then you found this girl that you're interested in. You haven't proposed or anything. You're just friends.
Yeah, because it wasn't proposal at that time. It was more of like, this could be a possibility.
And at this time, I was dealing with Ken is the one, Ken is the one, Ken is the one. And I remember arguing it out. And I remember it all being laid bare before me, like, this guy has loved you, has in genuine love, not that from day one, he seeks your welfare. He doesn't want anything from you because of what he's doing for you. He understands you. He looks after you. He takes care of you. He will push you high, high, high. Like, you fit all of the things. So, and then on top of it, as in the cherry is, we have this best friendship. So what else do you want, Chesca? And then I was like, oh my God, where are we going to pick this from? So, to the story you want me to tell, Ken would then come to me and tell me about this lady. And the lady is not really, he doesn't know if the lady is really interested because the way the vibes is on and off.
Yeah, it was at first.
And everything. Then I'll give you advice. Yeah. Okay, when you go to her tomorrow, do this. When you go to her tomorrow, do this. When you go to the. But what was funny about it is at that time I was ready for you, and you were not looking my way because, as far as you're concerned, Chesca has made me realize the two of us can never be an item. So how am I going to pick this up? And the minute you go out, I give you the advice and you walk out, go, yes. I bind in Jesus' name. I reverse. This will not work. This advice will not work. It will not work in Jesus. Like, I'll pray. And Graciela had told me, and Graciela was the only one I was being honest with. And Graciela, I think now I know I really love Ken. I'm in love with Ken. Like, he's the one. I said, Chesca, we've always said it. Chesca, we've always said it. You said, no. What are you going to do? I said, Graciela, I don't know, but now he's not looking my way. I said, Chesca, you have to let him look your way. Chesca, you have to be wild. Because you and Ken, it's already made. It was just you two deciding this is not a goal. So I remember Grace pushing me, telling me, Chesca, you have to put your pride aside. You have to put whatever it takes for you to let him get the message that now you are looking his way, you have to. So whenever you came and I gave you the advice and all of that, you were like, I bind in Jesus' name, I refuse it. Anyway, my prayer worked. Didn't it? 18 years now.
Yeah.
But you had a friend who was smarter than I was. Koda of pleasant memory. Now, so you went talking to Koda, and again, you were always talking about me, and you were telling Koda, oh, even Chesca said I should do this. Chesca said I should do this with this girl. Chesca said I should take the girl out. And then one day Koda said, Ken, wait a minute. Chesca said this, Chesca said that, Chesca said that, Chesca. Ken, since I knew you, it's always been Chesca. And now Chesca is giving you advice on how to woo a girl. Are you sure she's not a coach player?
A coach player. That was the first time I heard the word.
Yes, that was the first time I heard it. You came back to tell me. Are you sure she's not being a coach? Oh, can shine your eyes, shine your eyes. This being a coach player.
Yeah, and he wasn't the only one too. Glover was telling me, my roommate Michael Queno.
They were telling you, but Koda, not for Glover are my friends
as well. Yeah.
So yes, but Koda was not my friend.
Yeah.
So for Koda to out of the blue say that,
coach
Chesca
player
is a coach player.
Yeah.
Shine your eyes and look that way. There could be more to
I actually thought that maybe you had told him something. Or
no.
Because you are friends with his friends as well.
Yes, but no, we're not speaking about you. So this is you coming back to me at home and saying, Ken, you were so naive and innocent. God, that matter, you shouldn't have brought it to me. Ken said, I was telling Koda, this is a Koda. What were you thinking? Were you thinking you were coming to test to see if Koda was right?
I don't know.
For me to confirm. Because I don't know why you had to come back and come and tell me. Yes, that was the thing. We
just discussed everything.
Each other everything. So yes, in that honesty and innocence, I was telling Koda, and Koda said you're a coach player. Oh God, I flew a handle. What does it mean like coach player? Like coach player said, and I got angry at him. But looking back, I know it's because he hit a nerve.
Yeah,
it was the truth I was hiding.
Yeah,
and like he kind of just exposed it like that. And to think he was the one who was not closer to me like everybody else who was your friend, and he was the one who just went like, she's a coach player.
So seriously, you didn't tell him anything. You have to. I thought that maybe you guys discussed something.
No, we've never. We've never said. We do the hello and laugh when me and him and the lady in question were meeting and talking. But that's about it. But nothing to do with. I didn't have, because remember I knew him from Takrade way before you guys met in tech. Well, you were from Fanspim, but in Fanspim days when I was in Poly. And all after when I was in Poly, I knew him, so we were not like classmates to be playing around, but that respect and everything and laughing whenever we met was there. So coach player, I got angry. We're like, oh no, he didn't mean anything, but I knew, oh God, I've been caught out by somebody. Wow. So Nah, he didn't know. I'd never. The only person I was honest with was Graciela. I couldn't be honest to anybody that my feelings were now back, and it's Ken I want.
Feelings have metamorphosed.
It has metamorphosed. So yes.
So I got sick sometime, and then
the fake sickness.
Because around that time, it was a fake. I was really sick. At that time, I'd made up my mind that I was going to tell you how I feel and everything, because it had gone for too long. Because I think I was. What was it? Was it a final year in university? I think it was. It was a final year. Yeah. So I said I was going to tell you, and then I got sick. So you came to visit the hospital, and then came to visit our home. Or was a home that you came?
Hospital. I came to hospital first, and then we went home together as well.
Yeah. So I was living because we had a house in Kumasi because my dad was there. So he came home to visit, and my house was very, very nice with the greens, the garden,
your house
and stuff
was beautiful.
like that.
All the plants and the plantation very, very and all that.
Lovely. So I was like, we'll just take a stroll outside, and then I'll tell you, because I'd made up my mind saying, let dear do or die.
I think you wanted to say it when I came to the hospital, but I came with Graciela.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I came with them because you had this face and eyes, and I was like, what's wrong with this guy? Is this part of the sickness or something? Like you were being.
I was lovesick.
Yes, you were being like.
I was lovesick.
No, you want to say something like you were different, mind you. I've known you for years, best friends. But that moment, I remember that there's something different about you on that bed, and it wasn't sickness difference. It was something off. So it was later I realized maybe you wanted to say it that day.
Yeah. So when you came home, I wanted to take a stroll. You know, we make it very romantic. Just walk in the garden and chat and hold hands. And we're talking, and then I would tell you that I wanted to meet my girlfriend. Yeah. So I said, well, let's take a stroll in the garden. You said, what? You're not going. I'm like,
yeah, because I sensed it.
I said, oh, let's take a stroll in the garden. Like, no, we're not. I'm not taking. I don't want to take a stroll in the garden. Yay, okay.
I was so scared. I know I wanted it at that time, but
it happening, scared, like folding was a bit too much. Yeah,
it's like it was going to be a turn.
Yeah, like we've not. Like territories we've not explored. So
no, this was not supposed to happen. You know, so I want it, yes, but I don't think I'm ready to cross that today.
Today. So then you said you refused. So then I felt, no, okay, then I have to wait another time, you know. So I think I got well, and then later I came to visit you at home. And then, because I think my dad asked me who you were.
That's what you said.
Yeah, you're my friend. Yeah. So, because that was the first time you saw my dad, was it? I think.
Oh no, we used to come to.
You used to rehearse, even just for a rehearsal in my house. Something. Yeah. So you remember that, but like because you came alone this time around, yeah.
It wasn't the first time I'd come alone. Though. It wasn't the first time. Yes, that's why he even asked, like, "Who is this lady?" Because I'm coming all the time.
Yeah. So and then I came to visit. Then you were like, no, and I said I wanted to start it off some way. So I was like, oh, my dad was asking who you are. And you're like, what did you say? I said, oh, I said you're my girlfriend. It's like, really?
Guys, that's the proposal I had.
Am I? I was like, oh, yeah, but but I'm telling you now, though.
That's my proposal. That is how I was proposed to.
Will you be my girlfriend?
You didn't even ask me. I didn't say you were my girlfriend. No.
I said,
okay. I'm telling you now. That's it.
I'm telling you
and
now.
And I was also so desperate at that time. Okay.
I'm telling you now.
Yes.
You're my girlfriend. I'm telling you now. You're my girlfriend. We're a big girl. That's it. We're a big girl. We're a big chick.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was.
So it's like I was taking it by force. Oh yeah, Miguel.
And it was unlike you not to be able to say, I think it's because of the friendship again that we had. Yeah. It was weird for you because you were always that romantic type, and it didn't have to be a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. You were always a gentleman. Mm-hmm. You know, even with your other friends, female friends, you would serve them, you would treat them well, you make them feel good. You know, if you have to go sit out, have a meal, it was not a big deal.
Yeah, I could take a female friend, go have a meal,
and have a meal somewhere.
They come visit in our room, and would I'll cook.
Like that. Yeah. So you were like that with everybody, but I think I was scared of so this is you. You were like that with everybody, and you are like that with me, and it's been all right. Now, if you now refer to me as a girlfriend, like I had no clue what else that was going to look like. You know, and that was scary for me as well. But yeah, guys, that's how he proposed. That
was the proposal.
That was my proposal.
I took it by force.
And then I immediately said yes. And that's how we started off our relationship. But the funny thing is, it wasn't even a joy for our friends when we told them, because everybody's like, but we've been telling you, and you said that you said that you're all going out. So now if you say you're going out, what's the difference? Like you understand? Because even in those are like you come and we are chatting and we are sitting the way we are sitting like this, you know, and chatting and everything. So I wasn't a tomboy figure, but I was a tomboy at heart. Always with the guys and all that.
Was it? Well, were we going on when you helped me type my project work and all of that?
We were going out at that time. That was we were going out. We just started probably.
Okay.
Yes. So that is how our relationship evolved from
friendship
into we are going out, which there wasn't much difference with that, into now getting married.